Okay.
To show their appreciation. Remember, two knockdowns in this fight. First round, you get.
So what we're waiting for is we're waiting for the cards. We're here real time. I don't know who won yet. I'm TstreeT Controversy. This is TstreeT Controversy Live. I feel that not James DeGale, Badou Jack should win by maybe 1 or 2 rounds. I wouldn't be surprised with 3. Here's the thing. With the awkward herky-jerky style, with the switching back and forth of James DeGale, when a fighter like that gets tired, their reflexes slow down. So he got knocked down in the final round. In the fight where he had knocked down Badou Jack, flash knockdown, kind of an off-balance knockdown in the first round. Badou Jack got up. But yo, over in the UK they call it bottle. James DeGale got that shit. Because the body shots that he was taking, you know, he is going to be pissing blood. The uppercuts he was taking, you know, and he was holding his own. He was doing more than holding his own. He was hitting Badou Jack with some shit, but the thing is, James DeGale's punches wasn't doing nothing to Badou Jack. Did you notice that? He seemed to be just walking right through them. To where if you look at James DeGale's face, James DeGale even had multiple teeth. I know for sure one. But I'm waiting to see if I can get a nice clear image. I know for sure one, but at least multiple teeth were knocked out. Also, the mouthpiece, his mouthpiece came out 4 times. One time it was knocked out. That was the first time. And usually when a fighter's mouthpiece gets knocked out, you know they got hit with a hard ass punch. So we're waiting for the cards. One time, he just completely spit it out. Maybe it was the discomfort of, because he was fighting for a while without the mouthpiece. So we're waiting for the cards. Please subscribe. All the links to my social media right down below in the description box. I'm TstreeT Controversy. This is TstreeT Controversy Live. I cover every single major fight live. I was supposed to be there tonight, but I had a whole bunch of shit going on this week. Brought a house, all that, long story. So I couldn't get to New York. But I'm kind of glad I didn't go because I would have been tired. So we're going to wait for them to read the cards. In my personal opinion, Badou Jack should win. But I wouldn't be surprised. This fight has draw written all over it. Now, Badou Jack, we are going to know officially what he's going to do. But he did say that he wanted to move to 175. So basically, the IBF and the WBC title will be vacated. If James DeGale wins, which in my opinion he shouldn't, then he will go on to fight Callum Smith over in a big fight over in the UK. So now, it's like, if he loses this fight, does James DeGale go for the George Groves Chudinov winner? Because that's a mega money fight over there still in the UK, George Groves. And or they can do this rematch if Badou Jack wants to stay at that weight. But then again, you know, I'm still not, you know, I still don't rely on Floyd Mayweather as a promoter just yet to make, you know, to make that, you know. I mean, he may feel that Badou Jack can cleanly beat James DeGale, you know, and I think that Badou Jack can beat him in a rematch better than probably this fight. It's just one thing if you notice about James DeGale, this fight was somewhat of the opposite. Here's the punches land. 231 for Badou Jack, 172 for James DeGale. I was going to say that usually in James DeGale fights, he starts fast and then slows down late. But he was trying to, you can tell he was really in survival mode, you know, those last several rounds. Because the body shots was just adding up. You know, this is a tough son of a bitch. And I'm not being disrespectful. So I'm wondering why it's taking so long to, you know, did you notice how long it's taking for them to do the cards? Now remember, I'm doing this video live, real time. I'm watching the fight, you know. 231 of 745 for Badou Jack. Total punches, 172 of 617. So Badou Jack threw over 100 more punches and landed, what's that, about 50 more punches? James DeGale landed just 4 jabs. Badou Jack 29. He threw 149, meaning DeGale. But DeGale is not like a jabber. He uses like that upper body movement, and he switches from southpaw to orthodox, and he gets you with like those sneaky type shots. Like how he knocked the shit out of Andre Durrell. All right, here we go.
12 rounds of action. We go to the scorecards. Here are our totals.
Don't be surprised.
Judge at ringside, Glenn Feldman scores about 114 to 112 in favor of James DeGale. Judges at ringside, Julie Letterman and Steve Weiss both scored about 113 to 113, even a draw. The decision is a majority draw. Both champions retain their belts.
Well, maybe not a popular decision, but can I hear rematch?
You know what? But I feel like it would have been a shame for one of these guys to enter into it, not a champion.
Yes.
I'm almost happy. You know, usually I'm disappointed with the draw. I'm happy both of these guys.
James DeGale gonna take a lot of heat about this. I can't wait to see what he says to Coogan. I can't wait to see what he says to Coogan. So now we're gonna listen to the post-fight interviews and talk a little bit after that. Please subscribe. I'll link to my social media right down below.
And the draw.
He was doing a lot of running. He was throwing a lot of shit on my guard. I thought I won the fight. I finished stronger. And the knockdown, his knockdown was a flash knockdown. No excuses.
Did that come back, obviously, to haunt you, that first round, that 10-8?
Maybe, but I won the fight.
Don't listen to me, Robert. Listen, I've got huge respect for this man. He showed he's tough, he's durable, he's skillful. You're the man. I feel I won that.
You think you won?
Yeah.
He can barely talk. His teeth all knocked out.
Give it skinny. Soldier. Look at teeth. So, it's a break. But now it's a break. Come on, I'm still pretty.
Why do you feel you won the fight?
I saw the cleanest shot.
He missed him.
He said he was going to outbox me. I'll lose my feet picking his head off. But listen, let's do it again.
Well, let's do it again at light heavyweight.
No, never way. What are you talking about? I'm going to take over anyway. So I'm saying, whatever he does. But I'm saying,
You fight again at 168?
If it's a rematch, yeah.
We're the best two super middleweights in the world. I'm going home next. Then come to London, please. I'll pay you. See Eddie, come in. We pay you.
You should see Badou Jack face.
You're upset with the... Well, let's talk about the end of the fight first, then we'll bring in Floyd.
His teeth was missing.
The end of the fight, clearly, he hurt you. Knocked you down for the first time.
Yeah. Oh, he hit me, but I'm more offended. I've got to watch your back. But I'm kind of hurt. But I've got to give him respect. I've always respected him. He's a good all-round fighter, I'll say. But listen, skill play the bill. You see the skills. I'm willing to do it again. But all respect to him, man. Trust me. Where's my belt? Come on there. Huh?
Badou Jack don't want to do it again. He want to move to 175.
Floyd, why not fight again at 168?
Badou Jack has got too big for the 168 pound.
I can dig it.
He
I
had
can
plans on
understand it.
after this fight moving up to light heavyweight. This is the second time in a row Badou Jack has got a bad decision.
But this was a good fight. This was a great fight.
True.
So there's a lot of disappointment because both guys feel that they won. But this was a tremendous fight.
He didn't win it.
You know that.
James DeGale is a hell of a fighter, but tonight he didn't win. I respect him as a fighter, but Badou Jack was a better man tonight. But James DeGale is one hell of a fighter.
I'm the man who's the draw. Don't interrupt me.
What's it going to take? Hold on. What's it going to take to have these two guys settle it in the ring and fight again?
Let's go again. You don't want it. Let's go.
Wants to do it again. You want to do it again?
I'll fight anybody.
Figure it out.
They need to give Eddie Hearn the
We
mic.
don't need to figure it out.
Eddie ain't gonna say some
I'm
slick
the
shit.
promoter. This is my fighter. This is the second time this happened. 2 times in a row.
Third time. What about me?
The judges didn't score a 10-8 round. He got hit in the first round. The judges did what they had to do, what they saw in front of them, Floyd.
It's all about being fair. At the end of the day, a lot of times, I don't know what the judges be looking at. When I fought Oscar De La Hoya, one of the judges had him up by unanimous decision. When I fought Canelo, one of the judges had him winning. This is bad for boxing when it's all said and done. This is really bad for boxing.
But this was a good night for boxing. Floyd, thank you. It was a great night for boxing. Eddie, hopefully we'll see it again. You got one final thought?
Hey, come say that. Let's do it again. Let's do it again. It's a great fight. Great fight.
All right. More confusion. Morrow, back to you.
Jim, thank you so very much.
Well, that ended in kind of like a circus. I'm surprised Eddie Hearn didn't say more than what he was saying. Okay, so, you know, if you couldn't really basically decipher what's going on, if you would have just seen the look on Badou Jack's face, he was pissed. So first he said, you know, we could do the rematch 175. James DeGale like, man, fuck that. You know, let's do it at 168. They don't want to fight at once. They don't, you know, I mean, they're clearly saying they can't make the weight. You know, they hurt making that 168. You know, but this is a fight that needs to be a rematch. And truth be told, you know, the thing is probably if James DeGale was to move to 175, let's say he moves to 175 and fights Badou Jack in a non-title fight, what does it mean? You know, what if he moves to a catchweight 172 or some shit, or 170? What does it really mean? You know, so in order for it to be for the belts again, it would have to be immediate. But now Badou Jack has to go on either fight Callum Smith, move to 175, or just pretty much just or fight James DeGale again. But then Eddie Hearn, you know, it's a confusing situation. But now things are kind of like really interesting now. So now James DeGale is going to go on to fight his mandatory Jose Zagakai. I forgot how to pronounce his name. I'm sorry. He's going to go on to fight his mandatory, and that this Badou Jack James DeGale fight is not going to happen. Rematch is not going to happen, you know, immediately. You know? So, I had Badou Jack win it. Badou Jack is very underestimated. Coming into this, I had him win it. But smart money, you know, I can understand how a lot of people think that smart money would go with James DeGale. James DeGale is good. You know, when you look at his resume, when you look at Badou Jack, you can count Bad Medina, Rogelio Medina as a credible opponent, because he's the guy who had Jillian Love doing a stinky leg in front of his mom. His mom popped up like, oh, you know. He fought Andre Dirrell in a fight where he was a big underdog. You can count Marco Antonio Parabon, even though that Marco Antonio Parabon was, you know, kind of fat for that weight and had those big-ass shorts. He's the one that had that near fight of the year with Asaki Obika, you know, for that WBC championship. Brendan Gonzalez was very good at that time. That was on Froch versus Groves 2 undercard. You know, and then if you look at, you know, of course, Paul Smith and George Groves, he's got a solid resume. You know, the draw. Now we look at Badou Jack, you know, James DeGale, Lucien Boutte, George Groves, Anthony Dirrell. Remember, he was the underdog against Anthony Dirrell. He was the underdog against George Groves. He was partially an underdog against Lucien Boutte, and he was the underdog in this one. You know. So, of course, when he got stopped by James DeGale, and then, James DeGale fought Marco Antonio Parabon, just like Badou Jack fought Marco Antonio Parabon and had a draw against him. This one with Marco Antonio Parabon was kind of good before he met, you know, James DeGale. But, you know, both of these guys at 168, you know, they have solid resumes. And Badou Jack, let me see. Let me look at his weights. He started his career at 175. He's been making 168 since 2012. You know, so basically, like, his body grew out of it. Basically his body grew out of it. But you know, it is what it is. I'm TstreeT Controversy. This is TstreeT Controversy Live. I cover every single major fight live. All the links to my social media right down below in the description box. Please subscribe.